Do you like building houses in video games? I do. When Tears of the Kingdom was coming out, I was excited to see if and how Link's house from the first game would be expanded upon. And when I first got my house, I was excited at the possibilities the game was presenting me with. But the longer I spent working on it, the more it started to frustrate me, until I just wanted to give up. Before you can even start building your house, you have to complete the Mattison's independent side quest in Terrytown. This consists of distracting this man who is watching over the rickety rocket-powered elevator long enough for a child to climb on it and inevitably injure themselves. After forcing him to fill out a workplace incident report, you send that very same child on a days-long journey deep into the desert during a historic sandstorm, which is apparently a perfectly normal thing to do. After even all of that, you still have to cough up 1,500 rupees for the land. Finally, you get a plot of land and a stay-at-home husband / resident lemonade stand worker, Grantson. At his stand, he offers 18 room types, each with its own unique charm and price tag. You use these to build your house. But here's the catch, you can only have 15 rooms in total to create your dream home, and they're all green shipping containers. After you purchase one, Grantson manifests it for you, and then you can use your godlike powers of Gorilla Glue to stick the pieces together on your plot of land. Overall, this seems pretty good, right? There's a lot of different rooms to choose from and lots of different ways to put them together. So let's talk about what else works well here. Most of the time, the mechanics work fine. The rooms are useful. You can cook, pray, sleep, display weapons, and board your horse on the roof. They got your basics covered. The room limitation can be a fun challenge if you enjoy problem solving. You can get creative with the systems, but you have to be really creative because the systems are unintuitive. And of course, if you hate your house, you can yeet it. So what's so bad here? Well, first of all, living so far away from town up on a cliff makes me feel like Strahd or the Beast or something. It's isolating living out here on a big empty plot of land. Second, even though everything works, the whole experience is clunky and awkward. There are no real hallway or interior door options. Most rooms are open on one side and enclosed with walls on all other sides. The camera feels way too close for moving huge house pieces around, especially when you're trying to work on upstairs areas. House pieces don't stick together right. Even when you line them up perfectly, sometimes the game decides your house could use some more natural ventilation. Before you can save your layout, you have to make sure that your house is entirely in the build area. This means trying to make micro adjustments to a giant house. The whole experience feels like performing brain surgery with salad tongs. It's clumsy. The indoor stairs are a safety hazard. There's no railing on top. They're also slightly too steep, which causes Link to bear climb them half the time. Some of the rooms are challenging to fit into designs. The study, for example, is an awkwardly shaped 1x1 piece. It's the only 1x1 room. The foyer and most other rooms are 2 units wide on each side. This means you have to be somewhat creative to fit the study into a typical floor plan, a bar which many gamers sadly fail to meet. There is no way to build additional walls on the open sides of the rooms. There's also no way to build windows. This means that if you try to build a conventional home, it will end up looking like a pile of green shipping containers. Third, Grantson is annoying. He follows you around, constantly getting in the way. He has a booth. Why doesn't he stay in it? And it's just weird to have a random guy standing outside your house 24/7. I mean, really, does this guy ever take a bathroom break? Are we sure he's really selling lemonade? Which one of the sages do I have to talk to get a restraining order? Fourth, the customization is too limited for the tools they give you. There are so many other modular Hudson home pieces that exist all over the game. Why is our palette so limited? The 15 room limit is too restrictive for the palette of rooms they give you as well. And the palette of rooms is limited within itself. You get a set of identical shipping containers with no roof pieces or windows. Welcome to the cube. And I know that some players are happy to abandon convention and live inside a Jenga tower or Stonehenge, but personally, I want to live in a cute little house, ideally with some kind of roof. And finally, the process is expensive. Those 15 rooms add up. It's a grindy time sink which ultimately feels unrewarding due to the limitations it places on the player and terrible visual aesthetic of the finished product. Dissatisfaction caused by restrictions on customization can cause players to feel like everything was a waste of time, and regretful that they even spent rupees or bothered in the first place. So what could they have done differently to elevate the house building system from its disappointing state? There's a lot, but I'm just going to focus on some obvious points. They could have remembered that houses have windows and roofs, or they could have increased the room limit, even just a little, so that you actually have enough pieces to decorate the outside of your house. Stairs, gardens, and pools can add a lot of dimension, but if you build anything larger than a shed, the room limit makes it hard to justify spending a third of your rooms on things you're going to glue to the roof. Even simply using a different camera angle when building, or giving the player the option to get a bird's eye view, would have made the whole experience feel way less awkward and clunky. And I know some of you are out there thinking skill issue right now, but this should be easy. I'm building a house, not playing Dark Souls. Tears of the Kingdom ultimately falls flat in delivering a satisfying house building experience. The system they crafted for the player is unique and has a lot of potential, but the room limit and aesthetics almost guarantee a disappointing outcome. I'm honestly not sure how it measures up against Link's house in Breath of the Wild. On one hand, this system gives you so many more options and and ways to express yourself. On the other, I miss Link's old home. It had a strong aesthetic, charm, and most importantly, a roof. Let me know in the comments which one you liked more. If you've had any frustrations with building your house in Tears of the Kingdom, I'd love to hear about those too. Subscribe if you made it this far, and follow me on Twitch so you don't miss Rat Paint Night.